Hello, in one of my prior videos I showed you how you can create a very compelling presentation using NotebookLM. I'll link to the video below. And I wanted to do a follow-up video, which is what this is, because I wanted to show you that sometimes it generates slides, at least it used to, that had spelling errors. And the problem is it creates a PDF file that kind of looks like this, which is great, but it's a PDF with a bunch of pages in it, so you can't just easily go and fix a particular page. I promised to do a video where I would show you how to take care of this fairly easily. The only problem is with this demonstration here, this one doesn't have any spelling errors. But just in case you get something else similarly, at least you'll know how to do it. I promise, so here it is. How do you do that? Well, my recommendation is to use a tool called PDF Gear. And that's a piece of software. I also had a video before where I talked about PDF Gear. I'll link to that one below as well. And it's an excellent PDF manipulation piece of software. As you can see, I loaded my PDF into it, so it's here. And now I can do all kinds of stuff with annotations. I mean, it's got a bunch of different features. This is not about PDF Gear, but that's something I'd recommend. It's a free tool, doesn't cost anything, and it's very, very potent. So what I want to do is I want to use its tools. You can see at the top here, it's got a tools option. And if I select tools, it gives me a number of options below here, which is split PDF. And so if I click on that, it's going to come up with a little dialog like this. And at this point, if you leave everything by default and just hit split, it's going to give you a little error saying, please set the split mode for the PDF file. So you actually have to indicate what the split mode is. And basically, as you can see in their example here, you can do 1/8 or 9 or 16. You can split it in a different manner. You don't have to split it just one page at a time. In our case, yeah, we want to split one page at a time, so I'm just going to say it's fixed range. And I'm going to use number 1, which is going to split every single page. That's basically what it means. Everything else you can leave alone, and the file name is going to use whatever file name was on the original PDF, and it's just going to add numbers to it. So we have 15 pages here. Let's let it do its thing. And it's going to go into this folder here, downloads, which is fine. Obviously, you can change it by hitting the 3 little dots here. We hit split, and then a second, literally less than a second later, we have the files. So as you can see, if I click on them, you can see it shows up this file, this file. So it did the job exactly how we wanted. Now we have 15 files, and now we can do whatever we want with them. So normally you would take a particular file that's misspelled, drop it into ChatGPT or drop it into Gemini, ask it to fix the errors, and it fixes it, and then you're good. And then next thing you can do is you can then go back to the same tools. As you can see, one of the tools called Merge PDF. And when you click on Merge PDF, it allows you to drop the images in here that you want to merge into a single file and do the reverse basically. So then you just do that and it reassembles it. So very easy, very convenient, very fast. You can see it's literally just takes a second, less than a second to do. So that's the split and fix the errors approach. But today, in addition to that, now that I've already discussed what I promised to discuss, let's take it a step further. Let's say we wanted to create a video. I have this PDF file, and I showed in my prior video there how you can make that PDF file be a slideshow carousel on LinkedIn, for example. And that's great, works great. You just need the PDF file, great. But what if you wanted to do a video? So for example, here I have this PDF, and I want to create a nice looking video from this PDF. There are actually many different ways how it could be done, but one of the easiest ways to do it, going with our concept today, is you just simply take these individual slides and you use them in some kind of a program to create the video you want to create. So in my case here, I have the 15 files, so I have that available. Let's say I wanted to drop them into Google Slides, and then I can rearrange them if I needed to. I can add additional slides. I can create transitions. So you can make it very, very nice, compelling, and then you just record it. You can record the voiceover if you need to over it. Number of different options you have, but the basic concept is drop the slides into the Google Slides. If we create a new Google Slide presentation, it comes up and shows us the screen, which we don't need to use, and we say we'll just import the file. So if we click import slides and we look at the upload options and we click on browse, we can see that there is a folder with all these files in it, but we don't see any. And the reason we don't see any is because it doesn't accept PDF files. So if I click and select all these 15 files there and just drag them over here, because that's another way how you can get them in, it says selected files are not supported for upload. Dismiss. Okay, so that's not going to work. So how do we get around that? Well, one possibility would be to convert all of them to like JPEGs, and then the thing would take it. JPEGs or PNGs. But then you have 15 files you have to convert 15 times. Let's see if there's another way to do it. The easier way to do it, for those of us who are a little lazy, what we could do is we could go to PDF Gear, and they have an option to be able to convert something to a different format. But in this case, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use an extension. PDF Gear also has a Chrome extension. And the Chrome extension obviously is a lot lighter footprint, and it has a bunch of options in it, not all that PDF Gear itself has, but enough for us to do what we need to do. In this case, I want to take these PDFs and convert it to PPT. So I'm going to select that option. I'm going to drag my PDF file. Here, I'm just dragging the PDF with all the slides in it. Notice I'm not doing one slide at a time. And then I let it do its thing. As you can see, this is a little bit longer process than doing the split, but it's not too long. Okay, so now we have the files. We should be able to load it directly into Google Sheets. Let's see if that works. Okay, so then it's done, so we're going to click on download. And now we have the PPTX file. Now let's jump back into our sheets, and let's try this again. We're going to say import slides. We're going to drag the PPTX, and as you can see, it's taking it just fine, and it's about 6 megabytes in size here. And as soon as it gets done, we should be able to see the individual pages as slides in Google Slides. And so there they are, all 15 of them, and we just simply click on select all slides and then import. So you have a choice. You can actually select some, you don't have to select all. In our case, we want to select all. And then we click import slides, and it does the job. Notice that it leaves the first slide as it was, so I just go into slide and delete it. That's it. There we go. There's our 15 slides. We can click on any of them. We can rearrange them as we see fit. We can delete any of them. We can insert new ones. In other words, we have all kinds of possibilities that you normally would have with Google Slides. You have the same capabilities here because we are in Google Slides. And so the next step would be to actually create the presentation. And so if we want to do a slideshow, we could just do this, and it's going to show us the slideshow from here, which is now what we want. So let's hit the escape key to get out. We want to start from the beginning. And then down below here, it's got the ability to change the settings. So we're going to change them to say autoplay, because I wanted to automatically do it. I wanted to do it every 10 seconds. Then we just hit play. So in other words, you don't just hit slideshow, you actually get your recording ready so it can record, and then you go and change the slideshow options to be autoplay, however many seconds you want each slide to take, and you just click play. And that's it. It's going to start going through the slides one at a time, and like that, which is okay, but not what I wanted, because what I want is I want to have some nice transition. So what you can do then is just go to the first slide, and we can select transition, and over here it says none, but we're going to select something cool like dissolve is a nice one, and we're going to make it a little bit slower, so it's not quite as fast as typically, so it looks a little bit nicer. And then we're going to say apply to all slides. Click on that, and now when we click slideshow, now we can actually change the autoplay to be 10 seconds, and we're going to hit play, and now we should see something much nicer looking than just simply one screen after another. See? Much better. And you can control how much of this slow morphing from one image to another take place. You can make it fast, you can make it slow, whatever you want. I mean, that's the control, but this is pretty nice. It's a little slow. Probably should make it a little bit faster. And that's basically it. That allows you to play this thing. Obviously, if you have whatever software you're using to be able to record a voiceover, you can easily do that to go with the presentation. If you want to control the presentation manually, you can with the arrow keys. It doesn't have to be automated. In my case, I want it to be automated this amount of time, so that's what it's doing. And that's basically it. Then the video gets recorded, and then you can post it on YouTube, post it wherever you want. And you're done creating a video from a NotebookLM slide deck, as simply as that. I'm going to play the video, the full video I generated next, so you can see it, how it turned out. I'm also going to be using some background music to go with it. Makes it a little bit more fun. I didn't want to do any kind of narration, and without further ado, here's the video. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I hope you found what you saw helpful and useful. If you'd like to get your own copy of PCSFX3, there'll be links down below. You can sign up for a 7-day trial, or you can just buy the license, whichever you prefer. It's an amazing piece of software. I'm a little bit biased since I created it, but I use it all the time, every day. I love PCSFX3. And in terms of these other things, if you have any questions of everything we covered, you're always welcome to put them down below in comments. I read all the comments, and will definitely try to respond as quickly as I can, if I can. Until next time, I'm Oleg.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.